Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Naomi Season 1, Episode 3, 0 to 60, which I feel is what Naomi's life is doing right now. I loved the first 2 episodes. I'm so excited to jump into Episode 3. I don't entirely know when this will be up because I still need to edit Episodes 1 and 2 because of everything that's going on, but I love this show already. I'm so excited to see where it goes next. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. Let's go.
Can you tell us what you're doing out here, Naomi?
They love her so much. She might actually do that.
You sure are, Pumpkin.
A lot can happen. What if I don't get in? What if I change my mind?
About Hartford? Right. Couldn't you remember all our spreadsheets?
That's not the correct response. The correct response is, well, if you change your mind and it's what you really decide and you think about it, then we'll support you. It's not, no, you're going to that school, child. He even walks scarily. But is he going to turn out to be someone that wants to protect Naomi from a bigger threat, or is he the bigger threat? That is what we must decide. Figure out. That, like, uses not great methods, but to try and cover up.
16 years isn't long enough to forget.
Oof.
Or forgive.
Oh, wow.
Expect to find you in a place
Is it
like
linked
this.
to what happened to
I
Naomi?
hate this planet. The noise.
The same way we'll find everyone.
Oh, goodness. How many are there?
You have the disc.
I found the girl.
Oh, Lord. So, no, he's not going to protect her from something bigger.
No, I can't.
This world isn't safe anymore. They're hunting us.
Of course they are. And her dad's on the team now. Though I don't think he'd turn against his baby.
Can you teach me how to use these?
No, not now. Not first.
These come later.
Yeah.
This is your first session. Start small.
You had me jump off a bridge.
Yes, not a skyscraper.
And I feel like the disc has something to do with me. With who I am or where I'm from.
Does Dean know more about who she is and where she's from, or was he
Same thing, but
a
faster.
totally different alien?
Those are lofty goals. It's gonna take complete dedication to achieve them. Is that something you're ready to commit to, Miss McDuffie?
It was, but now she's learning powers and becoming people. Found out she's an alien. To be left alone in his office? There's clearly nothing here he's concerned about you seeing. Because he wouldn't have left you here knowing you were clearly up to something. She is learning, but you should listen to Dee step by step. You revealed your hand to him as well. Oh. She's making big moves before she's ready.
Can you cover for us?
No way. This school's boring. I am never playing soccer here. If you're ditching, I'm coming.
Oh god. They're all gonna want to come.
I need you to cover for us.
Whatever's happening, I'm in. I do not want to miss the school.
Someone has to cover.
Hey guys, I think you're good. What are we doing?
What are you doing here?
Thanks, Naomi. Any more questions?
Boys, you're losing this
Not
battle.
really. What are we doing?
It's not really a battle.
Breaking clothes. This sneaking around thing is really becoming a habit.
Resourceful friends, and he had enough for everyone. That is good. He'd have checked the second she left, surely. Did he have a fake maid? Or are there 2? Did that absorb some of her powers or something?
What is this thing?
Oh dear, she's power charged it like he wanted. They're gonna blow up a really expensive machine.
Is everyone okay?
And they will be on security cameras.
I think it's time to go.
Of all the times to start acting like a delinquent, Naomi.
A delinquent.
That's taking things a little
I
far.
really am sorry. But you're treating
Going
me like
from
it's
being
my
like-
third strike when I've never been in trouble before ever.
But you have all done something pretty serious.
Hartford. I want you home by 6 tonight, okay?
Pretty lenient, given what she did. They do love you, my darling. If you told them the truth, I think they'd help you.
Slow hands often mean heavy head.
Talk to him.
I kind of blew up a geology lab trying to analyze the disc.
Yes.
That is not wise, Naomi.
Agreed.
Its energy is matched to yours, almost like you're its key.
Oof. And she gave him the energy when she did the safe.
You have power I have never felt before. That makes you a
So
threat
intrigued by the plots
to a
of
lot
this.
people. You're in Port of Oswego. Early explorers were there about a century ago. They would have had what you need. Maybe it's still there.
Someone's coming.
Get there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Are they hunting an alien?
Sorry, D. I'll be right behind you.
Oh no. Oh god. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
He can take care of himself.
So can I.
Oh yeah, you're learning. You're a baby when it comes to
You
these
are not
powers.
prepared.
Be more ready to use my powers if you actually let me use them.
I will. In time.
I do.
Heard Adam.
I am on Dee's side with how he's training her, but I think he could give her a bit more information along the way. Oh dear.
Are you guys waiting for me?
What time is it? Past 6? I mean, what she did, I know it's her first time doing anything properly wrong, so like, they shouldn't be overly harsh, but it was a pretty big
Sounds
thing.
Serious? I'm sorry, but something came up.
Naomi.
Did you get my text?
You broke a promise to your mother.
Is this about the lab?
On a day you do something
This is
that's
about you,
a big...
not listening.
I do kind of like, I know she's a good kid and so she hasn't made a lot of mistakes, but if on a day you break into somewhere and break a really expensive piece of equipment that, you know, hypothetically the school could have pressed charges against them, I assume they didn't, and then like your parents, the one thing they do is they be home at 6, not even the second school finishes be home, but be home at 6 and you don't show up. You should be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I know, I get why she went with D, it was a very important thing, and I think she is going to be battling the life of a normal good teenager with everything she's dealing with. But her parents being really, really cross, it kind of makes sense.
Where were you, Naomi?
But it's also going to make her
I was
far
with
less
the
likely to tell them the
artist. I asked her
truth.
to help me with my essay. Are you grounding me?
You have done some things that I think
You've
of...
never grounded me before.
You've never...
lied to us.
I mean... I understand why you've done everything you've done, Naomi, and I am on your side, but I can also understand with the information the parents have. This is what it's like to be old.
My whole...
The only thing you need to know is that it's very dangerous out there. Your phone.
It's hard, isn't it? Because, like, I don't think they're necessarily overreacting in the sense of grounding her, given that she broke a very expensive piece of equipment, broke curfew that was imposed, and then lied. But I do also think if they've always treated her as an adult and given her all the necessary information, and then they suddenly don't do that, it is hard, but she is still a child.
Clear. Involving the girl is putting into motion something you can't control. How do you know she's
This is very
She
ominous.
doesn't have a choice. Whether she's ready or not, it's time to reunite them.
Reunite who?
The key.
I will make sure you cannot stop me.
I'm certain you'll try.
There is so much history here. He definitely seems like the kind of villain that believes he's a hero.
Can't ever go back. You made sure of that.
Tell me more. Can you just stop talking as though you both lived it and therefore know and don't need to spell it out and start spelling it out, please?
clear idea of who I was. I knew I was meant to be, but lately, I just feel like everything is changing.
You're growing up and you're an alien.
Change happens. Accident on a tour overseas, and now I'm a high school dropout.
No one should have to
don't
be
even really miss
impacted
you
that
anymore.
much.
Good evening, sir. We need to see those tunnels. You're probably wondering why we're here so late.
Go ahead. Just don't graffiti anything down there, okay?
Okay, I guess you're allowed down here then.
Stand back. I'm gonna create a path so we
Oh.
can get to it.
You know I'm pro powers, but this place doesn't exactly seem stable.
No, and you haven't practiced quite enough yet. I believe in you, I do, but I also think that even you don't have enough knowledge to know for sure that you can. Nothing happening. Those kids are totally normal and nothing is happening.
I did it!
The shaking hasn't stopped.
I've almost got it. Naomi, we need to go.
She is a speedy translator. This is why you listen to D. Which I feel may become my motto.
You're very dusty.
I love him already.
But I went.
Balance, you feel. It's normal. That's why they're called growing pains, not growing joys.
That could really use a rebrand. It says the 29.
That's how many of them there are. Does that mean something to him?
I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to be honest. So there's something I need to tell you.
Is she going to, or are they going to say something that stops her from saying it?
Living here on Earth. They believe them to be a threat.
But if they find out you're an alien, they won't think the same.
Hunting them? Then why are we driving out here?
Oh.
It's better if you just see it.
To where they found her? Is that it?
Change is hard.
They know she's an alien.
Inevitable. You'll be okay.
And they were so worried that she was sneaking around and stuff because they were worried that the army or someone would find her. Oh my goodness.
This is where we found you.
Yes, they know! Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so epic. And her parents know, which I'm really relieved. And they're not like, yeah, let's hand her into the military. They're like, oh shit, the military knows. And so he's gonna stay on the inside to try and protect her, I imagine. I love this show. I am already absolutely loving this show. I adore Naomi. I do also, like, I don't know, I feel like whenever I don't think I was ever totally, like, anti-parents in that kind of situation. But that's largely because I was very much a Naomi who never argued with my parents or did anything wrong. I still maintain that I don't think they were overly overreacting, especially given that she wasn't being forthcoming with why she was doing what she was doing. But that being said, I do also think I understand why she didn't feel she could tell them. I understand why she was doing what she was doing, so I do get both points of view. But the fact that, yeah, they did just find her, and I guess they told people, oh, it was a closed adoption. If you always maintain it was a closed adoption and we cannot tell you about your parents, they just died in a crash, it is easier than saying, well, we found you in a forest. So interesting. I cannot wait. I assume in the next episode we will hear the parents' side of the story and how it all happened, and I'm just so excited. Finding out a little bit more about the aliens in general as well, because you've got Zombardo and Akira and the 27, and he wants to get them all back together, and he thinks that Naomi would be the key, and apparently they can never go back to their planet. It sounds to me almost as though they attempted some kind of coup on their planet. I mean, this is my current random theory from what I've got. That they attempted a coup of some kind, and then they got sent, they got exiled or something, and so that's why they can, doesn't matter, even if she misses it, they can never go back, and he wants to take it back. Now, does that mean it could also be that their planet got invaded and he thought, no, these people are good, we'll trust them, and then they turned around and invaded them or something? It doesn't entirely explain how Naomi fits into it, but regardless, I'm so excited to find out the story. And I think it's really interesting that you have people that are not related. Like, D is an alien, but he's not the same kind of alien. It's very much a Supergirl-esque world where you have lots of different aliens, not quite as many maybe, or they're not as publicly known. On this world, and they are still living in hiding and the government is still scared of them. But it's really interesting that we've already met kind of different aliens and that there was some sort of a war that D fought in. Now, is that going to be the same war that ended up having them sent here? Then why is D here? I still do want to know D's story because, I don't know, I absolutely love his character so far. You know, when I first saw him, both he and Zombardo, I was like, creepy man staring at a girl. Now, Zombardo is still creepy man because he wants to use her in some plan that she may get hurt and that's okay, or she'll be in danger and that was always going to happen and she doesn't have a choice. Creepy stuff to say. Whereas D is just like, I absolutely love when you have that idea of someone who looks one way. Like if you saw him on a dark alley with all his tattoos, his big muscles, he's not a short guy, you would be kind of like, I'm just gonna hurry past. Whereas if you met him, the way he speaks, his tone of voice, like the actor's doing a brilliant job. He's so gentle and patient, and I think he's going to be a really good mentor to Naomi. I do think maybe he needs to give her slightly more information along the way, just because the kind of person Naomi is, she's very go, 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 I need to do it now, now, now. But as always with this kind of show, there's a part of it, there is a reason so many shows like this are set with mid to late teenagers. It's because that is such an age where you are coming of age, you're finding yourself, you think you're a lot more grown up than you are. And Naomi is in the middle of figuring out who she wants to be. Now, the parents thing of, well, no, you're always going to Hartford, that's what we decided. Now, obviously, as a viewer, Naomi still wants to go there, that hasn't really changed, but that idea of, like, I always think the idea of having a dream school, that is so foreign to me. Like, I'm sure there must be some people in the UK that have that kind of thing, but beyond, like, a vague, I guess some people I know really wanted to go to Oxbridge, like, I know for me, it was just when I was like 16, 17, I mean, I had a lot of anxiety about it, but I just looked through this big book of history degrees, and like it had like a list of schools that offered them and like which ones offered kind of the modules I'd be into, and then I narrowed it down and narrowed it down and narrowed it down. That does sound like something they have done with Hartford, but I never really had well, I suppose the school I went to was the one I wanted to go to the most. But this idea of that is your one dream school is really dangerous, because there are only so many places at each school, and one mistake, one failed test or whatever could really muck it up. So when Naomi sort of was potentially, like what she was saying could have been understood as her doubting her choice, as a parent you don't just go, no, it's right. We had to, well, what makes you think that? Like, I don't know. But I do think it was potentially more to do with them being scared about the alien hunting and not wanting Naomi to do anything that draws attention or goes off her course, because her course was safe and going to see her be just fine. I really am enjoying that these parents are just loving and supportive, and I don't ever want that to change. And I was kind of worried it might, or that Naomi would think it did, but no, they took us straight out there to see that they finally decided to tell her the truth. I mean, she's only 16. I could see how in a without anti-alien unrest or whatever, they might have waited until she was even older to tell her. But I don't know, it's just, I'm so enjoying this show. Like, it didn't really hold back on her telling her friends. She just told her friends. It didn't really hold back on her parents finding out. Episode 3, her parents finding out. I absolutely am loving that. I am really enjoying Dee, his gentle character. I think we've seen him training. I definitely think he's someone that the first time we see him in combat, it's going to be pretty special. But I worry about him. I don't know. I just feel like he's a sort of character that might die or something, and then he'll be left stranded, and I don't want that. I already really like him. Zombardo and his plan, he to me 100% seems like the brand of villain that thinks he's a hero. Naomi as a character is growing up. She's learning that things aren't always as straightforward, that you can have a roadmap and know exactly where you're going to go, and some people are lucky enough that that roadmap is smooth sailing, and for other people it's not. This was an absolutely fantastic episode. 3 episodes in and I've fallen hard for this show. I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, I watched so many sort of DC TV superhero-y things. Do I want another one? And I am beyond glad I did. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.